Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to the 26th of June 2025. Time is currently 3:10 p.m. So just on 1 hour left of trading today on the third last trading day of the financial year, which also means we move into July, which is one of my favorite months because Appendix 4 season. And then we go into August, which is probably my favorite month because we get a lot of financial results in that particular month, which means the next 2 months before I go on my trip are my favorite financial months of the year or investing months of the year. And then I'd go on a 2-month holiday. So the next 4 months, I'm loving life. Although, to be honest with you, I love life anyway. So just suppose these are extra nice months, the next 4. Okay, you don't want to hear about me enjoying life or anything like that. You want to know what's happened on the ASX today. Not much. Not much. We have seen a little bit of a red day. Not that bad, although tech's had a pretty bad day, relatively speaking. I can't remember what happened to Wall Street overnight. It must have been a meh sort of day. Let's have a quick gander. Oh, that's right. NASDAQ was up a little bit, 0.21%. Dow Jones was down 0.25%. But I did read somewhere, I think it was in Market Index, that if you had a look at the equal weight S&P 500, it was down 0.7%, but the S&P 500 was flat, which means the bigger companies had a pretty good day, which makes sense because when I had a look at my portfolio, it did fairly well, but that was because of the bigger companies. Like NVIDIA was up 4% today, and that is now the biggest company in the world because there is a bit of ups and downs when it comes to the biggest company in the world, just overtook Microsoft. Anyway, so I just remembered that and thinking, okay, that's interesting. And then our futures were down 0.4%. So I suppose you could say we've had a good day. We've had a good day compared to where we might have been with our futures down 0.4%. So relatively good day. Maybe some people are buying the dip, the very, very small intraday dip, which would be weird. Okay, now the agenda for today's video, we'll go through the ASX today, which I've already sort of done. Have a look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, companies. Then we'll go through the top 5 stocks of the day. Nothing overly exciting today. I did leave out a few companies, including Neuron Pharmaceuticals, Ordinate, Magan Acquisition, Horizon Holdings had some sort of update as well. And what else did I leave out? I can't remember. So nothing of massive note today. We'll go through the top 5 stocks of the day. And then we'll have a look at the chart of the day, which is going to be Meeka Metals, just because there was a comment in regards to whether Meeka is a sell, just based off technicals. And then I might do a bit of an update to some of the charts, some of the potential breakouts we have been looking at. Maybe not breakouts. Well, 2 of these companies are potential breakouts, Collins Food and Cogstate. But also I want to do an update of 3 companies I looked at yesterday in the top 5, Drone Shield, Tasme, and SRG Global, because their charts look pretty good as well. So potential buys there. So we'll have a look at an update. I will do an update of those charts at the end of the video. And if I have time, I might look at one of your comments if I have time. Now onto the ASX today. We've already gone through and had a look at the market. Tech's been up and down all day based off this. It's been highly volatile, much more volatile than the XJO and XAO. And at one point in the day, XAO and XJO were down a fair bit, maybe down 0.3%. That was about 11:30 a.m. Best performing sectors, healthcare. Best performing sector today, financial materials, energy, discretionary, we'll say relatively flat, or up or down by less than 0.1%, but a really negative day for IT, down 2.14%. Not sure what's happening there because the NASDAQ was up. NASDAQ was up. Real estate's down, but that's probably because of Goodman Group, and utilities and industrials down by more than 0.45%. Yeah, small caps had a pretty good day. Another good day for the banks. That's all I'm going to say when it comes to the banks. However, I will say this. I did get an email, and I do disagree with this email. Not the email itself, but what they actually said in the email. I probably deleted it. No, here it is. It's from Australian Stock Report. CBA at 30 times earnings. Why smart investors are taking profits now. If you're taking profits with CBA right now, are you a smart investor? Because the chart looks absolutely stunning. It's a really nice looking chart. So I wouldn't necessarily be taking profits now just based on the chart. But if you just care about the valuation of a company, yeah, maybe. But the chart still looks pretty good. Although the share price is running a fair bit. Anyway, so I wasn't sure if I absolutely agreed with that. But yeah, 30 times earnings is ridiculous for a company that is not growing. It's growing less than inflation. Anyway, I don't want to get into any sort of CBA rant. So let's have a look at the rest of the ASX indices. ASX 20 flat and a negative day for gold, down 1.07%. Now onto the ASX 20. So relatively flat day there. I'm assuming iron ore's had maybe an up day a little bit. Banks have had an okay day. Maybe two of the banks are up, two of the banks are down. Goodman Group's down. WiseTech's probably down 2 or 3%. So I'd say about 10 companies up, 10 down. I'm going to say it's even. Well, 8 up, 12 down. By market cap, CBA's up a little bit. BHP's down a little bit. Yeah, not a lot of movement in the bigger companies, apart from CSL, which sort of makes sense because healthcare's had a pretty good day, up 0.84%. Right now it's at $240. ANZ's up 1.99%, which is probably the cheapest of the banks. And the worst performing company is actually Sigma Healthcare, which is that a new entry into the ASX 20? I think so. I think Sigma Healthcare is a new entry into the ASX 20 and a negative day for Woodside. I'm not seeing WiseTech here. Where is WiseTech? There it is, down 0.09%. So I'm definitely wrong with that. And the best performing company is ANZ. No idea. And looks like, looks like I know I did have a pretty good day because Rio Tinto, Fortescue are both up between 0.2 and 0.3%. Okay, now on to the top gainers today. Okay, so I did have a look at this before I started recording. One thing I did do is have a look at the most recent announcements. I might have missed one really good announcement, but I've been getting fed up with CommSec today. It was being really slow and horrible. Locate Technologies did get a price query. That actually answers one of my questions. Okay, so there we go. So it's taking a little bit of time. So why is that important? So Loxley Resources up 48.28% on confirmation of a listing. That's pretty boring. I'm going to say that. I don't think the share price is up because of this. I think it's up because we'll have a look at the chart in a second. Here's the announcement. Yeah, Loxley completes OTC QB, which is quarterback, over-the-counter quarterback. Interesting. Listing to expand US market presence. It's not even marked price sensitive. But if you have a look at the chart, you notice a lot of volatility with this company. So I would say this is a bit of a plaything for day traders, to be honest with you. You can see the share price going up and down like a rocket. And when it goes down, that's like a rocket that's exploded. And then for some reason, the exploded rocket fixes itself and then starts going up again. It's not the worst looking chart, but you do have to be wary of the volatility in these sort of companies, which is why day traders love these sort of companies, because they love volatility. That's how they make money. So share price actually did fall from 13 cents down to below 6 cents. So share price more than halved from the high to the low, and now it looks like it might be taking off again. The other company here was, if I go back to the top gainers, Opal. This company did release something today, but I just ignored it. I don't know anything about this company. Up 47.37%. On a treasury update, I actually did open this up because it said update. And I went, oh, what does this mean? And then I got really bored with the announcement and I just moved on. So technology company transforming the drug and trial process. Pleased to announce the following update. In line with the strategic review announcement, the company has further enhanced its digital innovation credentials by taking a step towards building a strategic holding of cryptocurrency. I think I remember this company. They have executed the purchase of 2 Bitcoins for $330,000. And hence the share price is up 47%. Okay, I think we can move on from this one. That's not that exciting news. It's just, I suppose, if you want to buy some crypto, you get involved in this company. And look at the chart. Massive volume coming in today, however. That can be a good sign. When you see not much volume, then you see a massive spike in volume, that could be the sign. That could be like the first sign. We're starting to see the market become interested in the company. So don't ignore these big spikes in volume. But I'm not sure if the reason is right. And the other company is Locate Technologies, up 34%. And they did not release any price sensitive announcements. So that's why they received a price query from the ASX. Share price up 36%. I always like to have a look at these price query answers, and let's hope they did not answer no, not applicable, no. And they did say no for question 1. They have to answer question 2 with not applicable. And let's hope they answered question 3. Let's hope it's not a no, because they answered it no. Or they said not aware. However, the company notes it has made recent announcements regarding capital raisings and treasury management updates. Capital raisings aren't going to make the share price increase. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart for this one, and I would assume this is a bit of a plaything for day traders as well, because I've noticed the share price of this company going up and down. Oh yeah, definitely with this one. And they released something on the 30th of May, which did cause a bit of excitement. So let's go back to that one. 30th of May, around that time, there was a placement. So for some reason, they liked that. I forget why there was this a strategic placement? At 0.07 cents. Well, they've done really well. Whoever got money out of that. Share price is now 24 cents. There you go. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just, 7 cents. They've done really well. Jeez. I will not know what this company does. Okay, other than that, nothing much to talk about here. Trig Minerals up 20.48% on fairly good turnover. So let's just have a look at Trig Minerals. And yes, this is another one which might just be moving up and down like a yo-yo. Let's have a look at their chart. Did not release anything today. And the chart does look nice. I don't mind this chart. In fact, the share price got to 10.5 cents today. And that seems between 10 and 10.5 cents is a natural sort of resistance level. Particularly 10 cents, and the share price is struggling to get above that level. It is struggling. You can see a lot of people put their sells at 10 and 10.5 cents. So you need to see a lot of churn before that level gets beaten. The best thing to get above that level is to release a really good announcement, and then they're all gone. They're all gone. Those who want to sell at 10 and 10.5 cents. It does seem like this company has a lot of shares on issue just based off the buyers and sellers, the amount of buyers and sellers. So let's have a look at shares on issue for Trig Minerals. I'm assuming it's only at 931 million. It's not that a lot. All right, back to the top gainers. And I think that was it. DXN, I'll talk about that company in the top 5 stocks. I won't talk about Bioxin, share price up 17.2%. I'm going to have a quick look at the chart for this one because I do own Bioxin. It's in my super. So this is one of those small cap companies that is profitable, generation cash flow that I have in my super, and I don't really care about what the share price is doing. And I like this chart. I do like this chart. I like the volume as well coming through. I really like this chart for Bioxin. Maybe I should have added to my position, but I've already got a nice position because the share price has increased quite a bit. It's almost up, definitely up threefold, but let's not talk about this company anymore because anyway. Top gainers by market cap. Pilbara, Neuron Pharmaceuticals up 9.81%. I am not going to complain about that one. In fact, I'm not complaining about Neuron, Clarity, or Cogstate, or Orthocell. All doing well today. All companies I do own. Funny enough, in my super, well, except Cogstate, I'm trading that one. And SKS Technologies, which is another company I'm trading, I've been thinking, well, maybe I should get out of that one. A few things to look at here. So Neuron Pharmaceuticals did release announcement today. It's very close to getting into my top 5 stocks, but it wasn't the sort of announcement that I typically will draw me in. So it's about a patent, US patent allowed for NNZ2591 to treat Pitt Hopkins. I was like, no, whatever. The market likes it. The chart had been looking good. Let's have a look at the chart for Neuron Pharmaceuticals. Chart, definitely I think the downtrend has come to an end. And this has the makings of the share price now moving back into a nice little uptrend. I'd like to see the share price get above $15. That would be a nice move. So I do like this chart for Neuron Pharmaceuticals. The next one I'm going to look at, we're going to look at Cogstate later in the video. And SKS Technologies. We'll have a look at this one now because I was thinking of selling out of SKS, even though I think the market's getting this one wrong. This orange line is my sell price. And you can see the share price has been oscillating, has been below that a couple of times, but keeps getting it back above whenever it goes below. And I just think it's just been struggling to gain any momentum. Even though this company has been doing everything right, it's just lack of momentum. And maybe today is a good sign that finally we're seeing a bit of momentum with SKS Technologies. Maybe. Okay. And I think that's it. I'll talk about Bailador in the top 5. And let's have a look at the top losers. The one thing I noticed going through the top losers is nothing much to talk about here. There was nothing. Really small companies like New Zealand King Salmon is the biggest one here at $105 million market cap, but it's on low turnover. So really nothing to really discuss when it comes to the top losers. I suppose that's a sign of a good day, but today hasn't been that good. Anyway, top losers by market cap. Bannerman Energy, I don't remember Bannerman Energy releasing anything today. Oh, little placement. There you go. Completely ignore this one. A placement, so we can move on. I assume the placement was at a 10% discount. So the placement, I'm going to say the placement was at 320. Let's see how right I am. This is exciting. When you don't know what the price is, I'm just assuming share price is at 321. Placement maybe 320. There it is. Invested at an issue price of 320. It's not unusual to see the share price of a company drop towards a placement price. If you don't see that, that's showing some strength. I've seen that on occasion when the share price gets nowhere near the placement price, and that's really good sign. So not shocked there. What else? Meeka Metals, I'll talk about that at the chart of the day. MTM Critical Metals, share price has dropped. Is this the top? Have we seen the top? Is this the start of a bit of a, yeah, I think we have seen the top for MTM Critical Metals. We had that day on the 19th. It's a week ago. Is this company wasn't a trading halt? Did they do a capital raising? Must have done a capital raising. I think I remember that. Yeah, they did a capital raising, and I thought that's good timing. Share price has really gone up a lot. So this is exactly when they should do a capital raising. What else do we have here? That was it. Yeah, that was it. And top losers by market cap. Well, that was top losers by market cap. Sorry. Now, onto the top 5 stocks of the day. We'll start off with 2 really small companies. The first one, and the main reason I'm including this company, X2M Connect, is they've released 2 little contract wins in South Korea. So secures 3 million City of Seoul Smart City program contract a few days ago, and then a contract win in South Korea. Now, the reason this is even more intriguing is because if you have a look at the trade history, share price went up 58% on the 23rd, which is 25, 24, Monday, went down 13% on Tuesday, and then another 31% on Wednesday. So a lot of volatility there. In fact, the share price went below where the share price started on Monday. So it went from 1.9 to 3 cents, 2.6 down to 1.8. Share price up a little bit today. It was up even more. In fact, the share price at one point today was up about 30%. So the market sort of likes this little announcement. Well, I shouldn't say that. Contract win in South Korea. I can't tell you what this company does. It's in the back of my mind. No, I can't tell you. So they secure new remote water metering contracts. That's it. They do metering work. In South Korea, valued at approximately $1 million. So in this week alone, they've announced 2 big contract wins in South Korea. The other thing I'm just going to have a look at, which I might have done the other day, I can't remember, is this company is or does produce Appendix 4Cs. And one thing I noticed, and I'm just really delving deep into my brain, is the cash receipts for this company can be quite lumpy. So yeah, nowhere near being operating cash flow positive yet, but that's because it could have been a bit of a low receipt quarter, only 621,000. But for the 9 months to date, it was 3.6 million. So they do have some quite good quarters, because the previous 2 quarters, they had $3 million in receipts, but still operating cash flow negative by about 2.4 million. So not for me just yet, because it's still a little bit away from that inflection point. However, a lot of volatility the last few days, or this week in itself, and you can just see that in the share price. Oh, look at the volume, look at the volume. So this could be a good sign. This could be a good sign for X2M Connect. Very little volume before this. The market didn't know this company existed probably. So a lot of people might have discovered this company in the last few days, in this week, just based off this volume. And the highest volume has come in today. The other thing I'd say is the big volume today is probably a lot of holders just selling out, getting fed up. And they probably saw the share price rise a fair bit the other day, and they thought, oh, this could be an opportunity, and they were too late. And then they saw the share price rise today, and they went, oh, now's the time to get out. I'd say probably now is looking fairly exciting for X2M Connect, but look at that share price, how it's decreased since it listed. Okay, so that's a pretty small company. By the way, the market cap of this company, I'm pretty sure I talked about this company the other day. Market cap of this company is probably like 10 million, 7.76 million. Now, that is not as small as DXN, a company coming in at number 4. This company has a market cap of almost $20 million. Now, I noticed that this company has been announcing some contract wins as well. Share price up 12.73%, 1.6 million indoor modular contracts. So this is sort of like a modular data center company. So that's more data centers that can be moved from place to place. Wasn't that long ago, 24 days ago, contract signed for 4.6 million modular data center deployment. And it seems like that could have been a bit of a breakout for DXN. Should have been paying a little bit more attention to this one, because I did put this company onto a watch list about a year, maybe 2 years ago, and I then started to ignore it. So not bad. And the chart was a bit eye-popping for me, because look at this. So you can see a lot of excitement in this company back in, almost this time last year, not quite. Share price went on a nice run. Share price actually got above 10 cents for a brief period, and then the share price fell from 10 cents all the way back down to 3 cents. So there was a period of time when data centers were out of favor. No reason why they're out of favor. It's just sentiment, shifted sentiment. So this company's share price fell a lot, fell by 75% or so. And then the company did release an announcement on the 2nd of June. Their share price popped up 30% on the day. And notice what happened to the share price after. There was no selling. The reason I say there's no selling is because share price went sideways. So there could have been some people selling, but there was also enough buying to, I wouldn't say prop up the share price, but enough buying to absorb all those people selling shares. And the share price went sideways. In fact, it started to go up a little bit before today. And the share price up to 6.5 cents. And that is a multi-month high. In fact, we'll say about a 7 or 8 month high. Company's not yet operating cash flow positive based off the most recent Appendix 4 say, but they're winning awards. In fact, just before that 2nd of June, they also announced another contract win, a $2 million contract win with DP World Australia on the 27th of May. So they've won 3 contract wins in a fairly short period of time. So there are things to like about this company. The chart is also, and the last Appendix 4 say they were operating cash flow negative by about $1.8 million. So they're still burning through cash. So again, this is close, but not quite there for me. But the chart does look much better than the other one, which was called X2M Connect. Oh, now on to 2 companies coming in number 3. And the reason these 2 companies coming in number 3 is because if you go back to yesterday, ComSec, we can go back to yesterday. This is what happened this morning. It just took so long. Anyway, sorry, got a little bit of a burp there. Anyway, so 2 companies called Email Payments and Noumi, used to be called Freedom Foods, within not much time, but within 3 announcements, Email Payments released a class action update, and Noumi released a class action settlement. That was actually really interesting. That these 2 companies released a very similar type announcement right next to each other, within about 1 hour of each other. So Email Payments have settled for $37 million, I believe. $37.356 million. They've mentioned, well, this does not mean we're guilty, but we just want this over and done with, which is funny for a settlement of $36 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So no mission of liability. Rather, it has elected to reach a settlement in the best interest of shareholders, allowing the new board and management team to fully focus on the execution of their strategy. Okay, fair enough. Shine Lawyers was the one who sued. I wonder if Shine Lawyers' share price went up today, because that is, what's their ticker code? Is it SHJ? Yeah, Shine Justice. Share price up a little bit. Anyway, so $37.356 million for email payments. And you could have actually got some money out of this if you were a shareholder between December 2020, May 2021, August 2021 to July 2022. By the way, I received a letter from, wasn't Shine Noise, it was, what's the other one? Oh, Maurice Blackburn or something like that. In regards, when I borrowed money for my car, this was about 12 years ago, I used St. George or Westpac, something like that. And then one year I got a little letter from the lawyer saying, hey, they did some really bad things and we're going to sue them. And I completely forgot about it. I signed my name up to it. So I thought, why not? Why not? And then a letter from Maurice Blackburn saying they won the court case and all the people part of this lawsuit are going to get a lot of money. And I looked at the number. I was like, whoa, hello. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get, but who knows? It was like $100 million or something stupid like that. Maybe it was even more than that, but it was a fair bit of money. So congratulations to whoever decided to sue email payments. Now to Noumi. Noumi, which used to be Freedom Foods. This company has a lot of debt. You can see the share price up 13.64%. So the market likes this. By the way, email payments share price is up a little bit as well, 4.05%. So both, I think I can understand why the market likes it. It just, before today, last night, there was risk involved in these class action suits. There was risk, and the risk is now gone. We know the settlement number. So I can definitely see why the share price is up for both these companies. Okay, class action settlement. I can't remember this one. I remember email payments because I'm trading it. So, as previously announced, Noumi's contribution of $11.56 million to the total settlement around $43 million will be met in full by the company's insurers. In addition, also as previously announced, so all this is previously announced. What's new in this? The Supreme Court approved the terms of the settlement. Okay, so it looks like the details of settlement were already announced previously. Anyway, so nowhere near as much money as email payments, and looks like insurance covers the rest. Let's have a look at the chart for email and Noumi. I do like the chart of email. Finally, I like this chart. I think this is now moving into an uptrend. I also like to see the share price get above $1.20. That was the highs we saw recently, but this is starting to look like a really good chart. I got a little bit excited when I bought some shares at $1. Share price fell a fair bit on the 23rd of December. That was a complete overreaction for the market. And we know because the share price has gone up significantly since then. I forget what that was. Was it a strategic review? I think it could be. Anyway, and yeah, the share price is nice. In an uptrend. And Noumi, the one thing I don't like about Noumi is the amount of debt. They have a lot of debt. And in fact, the chart does not look good either. So when I say a lot of debt, this company has a market cap of $30 million. And the reason that seems really low for this type of company with, for instance, revenue of almost 600 million and almost profitable is because they have a fair bit of debt. Okay, so that's Noumi and email payments coming in at number 3. Bailador Technology. I talked about this company yesterday. I said they tend to be fairly conservative with the valuations of their assets. I can see the share price up 6.4%. What do they do today? So they raised new capital at 49% valuation uplift for Dash. And today, update on portfolio valuations. Today is the day they increase some of their valuations. I doubt they do this more than once a year. In fact, we can probably have a look. There we go. Update on portfolio valuations on the 10th of January. So maybe 2 times a year. Okay, so looks like they've revalued stuff up. I'm not sure if this is independent or how they do it. But they have a few investments here called UpDoc, Access Telehealth, Hapana, and Nosto. They've increased the valuations of 3 of those and decreased on 1. And overall, nice little percentage change. In fact, if you add up the change price per share, we're talking about, was it 851 11 cents, so about up 10 cents, we'll say up 10 cents. So is the share price up 10 cents? It's up 7 cents. So in fact, if you bought now, it's better value than it was yesterday. So, there it is, 9.3 cents. actually said it here. Collectively, these uplifts represent an increase in NTA pre-tax of 9.3 cents per share. And I think I mentioned yesterday that this company is trading on a significant discount to their tangible assets. So if you look at the previously reported May 2025 pro forma with announced gains and net of all fees, you want to look at post-tax $1.65. Current share price is $1.75 or $1.78. So this company is trading at a significant discount to their NTA, and I think that's a conservative NTA as well. So if you do like valuation or good value companies, this one might be for you. However, the chart looks horrendous. Has been looking horrendous for a while. Don't know why. Maybe the share price has popped up the last 2 days, so looking better now. But share price was in fact below $1 for a while there, for a few days. Anyway, so chart. I don't get excited about these little 2-day rallies because that to me means there's a good chance that people will be selling out the next few days because the share price is back up to where it was back at the start of the year. Okay, on to the chart of the day. Not the chart of the day, stock of the day. Whenever a company releases a trading update, a positive trading update, a profit upgrade, you do expect the share price to pop up. And for this company, the share price hasn't really risen all that much, only 2.4%. GenusPlus, earnings, guidance upgrade, and rail update. Positive announcement, everything you want. So I thought, oh, this is good because I am trading this one. So I thought, oh, the share price should pop up, but it didn't really. So Genus anticipates growth in normalized organic EBITDA compared to normalized EBITDA. Oh, they've got all these different wordings here of 45.3 million, up about 30%, plus addition of acquisition EBITDA of 4.6 million. So they've sort of separated organic and acquisition. So I'm assuming this was a pretty nice upgrade from what they previously announced. They also announced some awarded ARC infrastructure upgrade works. Okay. The upgraded guidance, recent contract awards, full-year contributions from acquisitions, strong order book, and increased momentum in industry tailwinds supports management's confidence in the continued growth and resilience of the business in the current market environment. So nice little bullish comment there from the company's management. Okay, so why has the share price only increased 3%? I think the market fully expected this. I think the market fully expected this sort of thing to be released by GenusPlus because of this chart. So this chart. This is why when I see upgrades or profit upgrades or positive trading updates, when the share price of a company is in a well-defined uptrend, you don't usually see a really bullish response from the market. On occasion it will, but a lot of times you won't, because to me this means the market is anticipating this sort of announcement from the company. And that's why if a company releases a negative trading update, you'll see the share price drop. You'll see a trend killer event or a possible trend killer event. And that is also why when you see the share price of a company going sideways or even down and they release a really positive update, that's why you can see the share price really rally from there. So that is why I tend to focus on charts of companies that are either in sideways movements, consolidation periods, or maybe even a little bit of a downtrend. That's why I get more excited about those sort of trading updates than this one. So that's my explanation of why GenusPlus share price hasn't rallied as much to a day, because look at the share price. It has gone from 250 to 385 in a short period of time. Market expected it. Okay, now on to chart of the day. We did get a comment about Meeka Metals, and that comment was Meeka. See if it's here. Nope. MEK. Kapow 4 says time to exit Meeka based on its chart. Let's have a look at the chart for Meeka. Now let's remember that Meeka also did a couple raising at 15 cents not that long ago. So that's why the share price has dropped. And for me, no, this is not a sell just yet. Share price is still an uptrend. Still in an uptrend. 15 cents was the couple raising price. Share price now at 14.5 cents. So there should be a support at 15 cents. There should be support at 15 cents. But we don't want to see the share price fall much from here. Definitely below 13 cents. That would be a fairly negative sign. But again, it is also based off the share price, not the share price, It's also based off the price of gold. If gold goes on a rally, Meeka Metals share price should go on a rally. If gold starts to drop significantly, Meeka Metals share price will drop significantly. So at this point in time, it's not a sell. I haven't got a sell signal for Meeka Metals just yet. That's what I'm going to say about Meeka Metals and this chart. So for me, not yet. Now, that's for me. You might have your own rules, and I think you should follow your rules. If you've got a sell signal for Meeka Metals, you should follow your rules, not my rules. My rules are different than yours. Well, they should be different than yours. Now, just a bit of an update to 5 companies that I've talked about the last few days. We'll start off with SRG. And I just want to see if we've seen nice further bullish reaction. I don't mind this chart. I like how the share price is sort of not doing much today, a little bit of selling, a little bit of buying, but I do like SRG Global. I'm not sure if I will take a trending position in that one. TASME, let's have a look at this one. Very similar to SRG. They're very similar charts. Not identical, but I don't mind this chart either. And I will also say, I don't think either company is all that expensive. Our Drone Shield, this one might be a little bit different. Yeah, share price up 8.88%. I think this is getting a little bit stretched. I do think it's getting a little bit stretched. But the share price could keep on rallying because we saw that last year. You can see this massive rally last year, and then it just collapsed. So that's my one concern about Drone Shield, that when the froth does sort of disappear, you will see the share price pull back significantly. So I think I would say I'm too late to the party. I think the time to get in this one was way back in March or April, when the share price was sort of below $1. And Collins Food, I seem to like this chart most of all. Another nice day, only up 1.36%, but I think we can confirm a bit of a breakout for Collins Food. And finally, Cog State. So the one position I did take was Cog State. This was sort of like I wouldn't say premature, but share price up 8.57%. I do definitely like this chart now. So I bought at about $1.50. No, it was $1.48. Bought $1.48. That's right, because $1.50 was sort of my level I was looking at, and then I thought, it's going to break above $1.50. So currently, yeah, this is doing really well. So this probably exemplifies exactly what I'm looking for in a trade, almost a perfect trade. GenusPlus, not GenusPlus, Cog State. So if we go back to the other day, Cog State financial year 25 guidance upgraded, beautiful. Then I looked at the chart and went, ooh, this has the potential to break out. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. In fact, I should put a rule book in. This is what I'm looking for. This is all I'm looking. If I had to look for one thing, this is it. What's happening with Cog State right now? Anyway, so that's all I got for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, if you've got any questions, any thoughts, leave a comment in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.